I'm sitting here with the CEO of Stenocare, Thomas Golwich-Negelsberg. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming.
What is the size of the medical cannabis market in the countries where Stenocare operates, and how does the company plan to capture a significant share of the market?
Yeah, so the medical cannabis market in Europe is very young. So we are in a very early stage of a huge opportunity in the next 5 to 10 years. It is estimated that right now we have something like 400,000 patients in all of Europe, which will grow to more than 1.4 million. So in the markets that we serve are not, of course, all of Europe yet. We are in 5 countries. And in those countries, there's approximately 50,000 patients that will grow to probably something like 300,000 in 5 years from now. So it's a really attractive market where we are an early company to participate.
Can you tell us more about Stenocare's business model and how it does generate revenue from the sale of medical cannabis products?
Yeah, so the business model that we have created has 2 pillars. So the first one is that we import and resell products that we have suppliers that produce it in our brand. That's because we want to get to market fast with a ready product. Secondly, we have our own cultivation facility here in Denmark that would also be part of our total capacity. So the idea we have in the business model is we work with local pharmaceutical distributors that has trust in the market and has the infrastructure to reach all the pharmacies in any parts of the country. So in that way, we generate revenue. An important part for our business is that we need to help these distributors optimize their logistical process, meaning they don't want a lot of small shipments. They want few big shipments per year. In that way, they don't need to handle it so often. And we will see that in our revenue quarter over quarter, that some quarters are big, some quarters are small. And that's kind of the business model we have, that we need to help our distributors optimize. So it's an important part of our business model as well.
What is the company's competitive advantage, and what differs Stenocare from other actors on the medical cannabis market?
So Stenocare, from day one, we invested in 4 critical assets. So we have a critical asset for regulatory compliance, the fact that we can have license to operate in many countries. We have several products that are approved, that are prescription-based by the authorities. So that's the first one. Second one is that we have an investment in supply chain. So that's, of course, both our suppliers that I mentioned and our own cultivation facility in Denmark. And together, that is a critical capacity to scale as the market go up, but also not having too much capacity when there's no demand. So in that way, we can align the supply with the demand. And the third asset we have is our commercial asset, meaning that we have different business models that we have invested in. So we can basically do business in any kind of market around the world, a market that is fully legalized, like Germany and the UK, a market that hasn't really legalized yet, like Sweden and Norway, and also countries like Denmark and Ireland that has a pilot project where it's different. And we can do business in all. Basically, the whole world is open for business for Stenocare. So that's kind of how we are differentiating from competition. And then, of course, all the milestones and goals that we have reached. I mean, if you look back in the last calendar year alone, we had 1 country where we were selling starting the year. At the end of the year, we were in 5 countries. So we really accelerated our reach to patients in that calendar year. And we have a lot of products. So executing our strategy, reaching our goals, this is what we do very well. And this is where we are different from a lot of the competition in Europe and in the world, basically.
What is Stenocare's current financial position, and what are its projections for revenue and profitability looking forward?
Yeah, so the financial situation is that if you look at our annual report from 22, we grew our business or our sales from with 181%. So we had a total sales of 4.5 million Danish kroner. We had an increase in our cost base. Of course, increasing sales, we use more product, more material. So that's basically a good thing. At the same time, we actually managed to keep our people cost and our other expenses lower, even actually lower than the year before. So we are very good at driving a lean organization with high focus on our costs. And then, of course, the last one, our profit, was minus 13 million, which is basically similar to the year before. So in that way, we came out with a growth and a strong platform for where we are going. And then you're saying, what's the projections? We expect that this calendar year will reach between 15 and 20 million Danish kroner. And we also expect to reach a break even in our business by the end of the calendar year. So a lot of ambitious goals again for this calendar year.
If we look at the people behind Stenocare, could you tell us about the leadership's team track record and their visions for Stenocare looking forward?
Yeah, so both our board of directors and our senior management team are very senior executives with a long international career. So they have proven track record within business development, info pharmaceuticals, within plant cultivation, product sales, and financing. So that's kind of, I would say, some of the secret sauce behind all the goals that we have reached. The ambition and the vision that the board and the management team has for the future is that we want to make Stenocare a leading European brand for medical cannabis, and we are on a good path to make that happen.
How does Stenocare plan to allocate the investment funds it receives?
Yeah, so we just announced that we are having a rights issue with 3 different steps in the transaction. First one is right now, second one will be in December, and the third one will be May next calendar year. And we expand to raise something like 26 million kroner if we are in full subscription. And we will basically use the funds we receive for 3 different categories. One is continuing the drive of our sales growth. We will have more products approved for sales. We'll enter more countries, so we have a broader patient reach. So that's kind of the first category. Second category is that we will finalize the cultivation facility we have here in Denmark, so it can comply with all the strict requirements in all the different markets that we serve, and we can start capitalizing on that huge investment that we've made in that production facility, hopefully within the next 12 to 18 months. And we'll also invest in product development and research, so we can create the next generation of innovative products that would put us in a competitive situation with products no one else can offer. So that's the second one. And then the third one is that we want to strengthen our balance sheet and repay our short-term loans. With this, we can actually either partly or fully refinance our debt and really move forward as we reach break even at the end of this calendar year.
Why should investors take a closer look at Stenocare as a potential investment?
I would say there's probably 3 reasons why you would like to do that as a potential investor. Of course, the market for medical cannabis is exciting. It's an exciting area. We are in a very early phase of markets that will grow, and everyone agrees it's going to be big. And it's always nice to be among the first ones into a market. So that would be one reason. Second one is, of course, Stenocare. We have proven with our execution that we can execute on our strategy. We have reached, for example, 5 markets. We're one of few in Scandinavia that are selling cannabis that is approved. So again, investing in a company with a proven track record, I would say that is, of course, also a very good interest. And of course, if you go to our website and have a look, you will probably also find it's a really attractive time to invest in Stenocare right now. So I hope that cliffhanger gets people to visit our investor homepage.
Moving on to the last question here. How is it possible to be a part of the journey Stenocare is going to have?
I think the simple answer is, of course, go to the Stenocare.com investor homepage. We have put up a special information about the share issue. You can read all I'm talking about now and much more. And there you can actually see how you can be part of our journey. You can become a shareholder also at a very attractive price right now. So that would be my recommendation.
Thanks for having us, Thomas, and good luck going forward.
Thank you very much for coming.